Right, welcome back, everybody. We're diving into another FA Cup clash today, and this one is, well, I think it's going to be a good one.
Absolutely.
We've got Bournemouth heading to Goodison Park to face Everton,
Yeah.
and on the surface you might think, oh, well, Everton probably got this at home against Bournemouth,
Yeah,
but it's the FA Cup, right?
of course. Yeah, and Bournemouth actually have a chance to do something pretty special here. They could actually beat Everton 3 times in a single season,
Oh, wow.
which is, not something you see every day, especially, when you're talking about beating a Premier League team 3 times in one season.
Right, and I mean, a team with a history like Everton.
Yeah, exactly. The last time they managed that was all the way back in their 2012-13 season against Carlisle.
Oh, wow, so that's quite a while ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a rare feat for sure.
Yeah, okay, so let's actually go back and look at those first two wins against Everton this season.
All right.
Because I remember there was some real excitement late in that first match.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That first match back in August was a crazy one. Bournemouth were actually down 2-0 going into the final 10 minutes.
Wow. So it was looking like a pretty comfortable win for Everton.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, everyone thought that was game over.
Right.
But then...
Oh, wait, don't tell me
Sorry.
who scored those goals for Bournemouth, just to jog my memory.
Oh, yeah, right. So it was Semenyo who started the comeback.
Okay.
Then Lewis Cook, the guy who's been filling in at right back.
Right.
He added another, and then to top it all off, Sinistera scored the winner in stoppage time.
Oh, man. I mean, just listening to you describe it is giving me chills. Like, that's incredible.
It was electric in the stadium that day.
I bet.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Okay, and then remind me about the second meeting.
Well, the second meeting was a lot tighter. It was at the Vitality Stadium, and it was actually a single goal from Dan Brooks that was enough to give Bournemouth all 3 points. So, it's interesting to see how Bournemouth has kind of found different ways to get those wins against Everton. Sometimes it's a late dramatic comeback, and sometimes it's, kind of a grinded out 1-0 victory.
So clearly they've kind of got Everton's number this season. But what about this upcoming match? I mean, looking at their injury list, it's pretty long. Can they really pull off that third victory?
I mean, that's the big question, isn't it? I mean, they've got 7 key players out. Evanilson, Sinistera, Scott Unai, Araujo Hill, and Smith.
Oh, wow. That's a massive chunk of their squad.
Yeah, it's a massive blow, especially, considering how important Sinistera was in that first match.
Right.
Scoring that winning goal.
Yeah. So how do you think these injuries might affect Bournemouth's tactics going into this match?
Well, it definitely limits their options. They've been playing with a really high press all season, but without Sinistera and Evanilson up top, they might have to, kind of adopt a more conservative approach.
Right.
They're going to be relying heavily on players like Lewis Cook, who's been really outstanding filling in at right back, and, obviously Dan Brooks, who scored the winner in that last encounter.
Now, on the other side of the pitch, we've got, there's talk that Everton manager David Moyes might rotate his squad a bit ahead of the Merseyside derby, which, I mean, that makes sense, right? Keeping those key players fresh for that massive match.
Yeah, it's that classic managerial dilemma, isn't it? Prioritize the FA Cup or, kind of save your best for that crucial league fixture.
Right.
And Everton also has a few injury concerns of their own. They've got Talbot-Lewin, Broja-Chimiti, and McNeil all out.
Oh, so they've got some
Yeah.
some missing pieces as well.
Yeah, for sure.
But okay, wait a minute. There is a new signing in the mix, Carlos Alcaraz.
Right.
Could this be his chance to kind of step onto the scene here?
I mean, there's a definitely possibility we could see Alcaraz make his debut.
Right.
He's a really highly rated midfielder, and this might be the perfect opportunity for Moyes to, kind of give him a taste of English football.
Yeah, and see how he adapts.
Yeah, exactly. And, the FA Cup is a different beast.
Yeah,
So it'll be interesting to see how he adapts to the pace and physicality of it.
Okay, before we get into predictions, let's just quickly run through the potential starting lineups.
Okay.
So for Everton, it looks like we could see Pickford in goal, of course, then a back line of Patterson, Tarkowski, Keane, and Young. Then in the midfield, we've got Harrison Garner, Goy Iro Bunham, and Ndiaye with Beto up top.
Sounds about right.
Okay, and then for Bournemouth, we see Kepa in goal, a back line of Cook, Sabarni, Heisen, and Kirkis.
Okay.
And then Adams, Winterburn, Brooks, Tavernier, and Jebison, likely in the midfield, with Utara leading the attack. Okay, so it's prediction time. Do you think Bournemouth can overcome all those injuries and make history with a third win against Everton?
Honestly, I think Bournemouth's resilience makes them a threat in any match, even with all the injuries.
Right.
But I'm leaning towards an Everton win. I think
Okay.
they're going to be really motivated to bounce back from those previous defeats.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And, the potential debut of Alcaraz adds a whole other unpredictable element to it.
Right. So you're saying don't count Bournemouth out,
No, absolutely not.
but Everton just might have that edge.
Yeah, just slightly. Who knows? That's the beauty of the FA Cup, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so here's something for all of you listening out there to think about. If you were in the Bournemouth manager's shoes, how would you try to stifle Everton's attack, given all those players that you have unavailable?
Oh, that's a tough one.
It's a real tactical puzzle, right?
Yeah, it's a good question for sure.
All right, thanks for joining us for another deep dive, and we'll catch you next time.
See you later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.